We are following a significant development this morning out of Uvalde as more than 2 years after 21 people were killed at Robb Elementary, indictments are finally coming down. So we're getting our first look right now at one of those reports. Fox SA's Amanda Henderson is live in Uvalde with what we know. Amanda.
You know, Ashley, we have gone through the 30-page indictment, which we got just this morning, and there is a lot to unpack in it. We're outside of the Uvalde County Jail right now, where Pete Arredondo, the former Uvalde CISD police chief, was booked and bonded out yesterday. Now, you may remember that we were out here last night speaking with families about this development, and they say that it is long overdue. It's something they've been waiting for, something some of them say they never thought they were actually going to see. So you might be asking, what exactly is in the indictment? There are 10 counts here of abandoning and endangering a child. We today are now getting our first look at Pete Arredondo's mugshot. It should be on your screen here shortly. When he came through and then he was bonded out, that is what made this document right here accessible to us. Now, when it comes to the 10 counts, I can tell you from reading this document, every single one has to do with a surviving child from classroom 112. You may remember classrooms 111 and 112 are where that gunman barricaded himself for more than an hour before there was any law enforcement response. Pete Arredondo was seen as the incident commander that day by many, and in fact, what's inside of this report right here in the indictment, it's very similar to what we saw in that scathing DOJ report from earlier this year, in which they say that Arredondo had the tools and the equipment to go into the classroom and to stop this from being an active shooter situation, but he treated it as a barricaded subject instead of an active shooter situation. There is a lot to break down, including what the families are thinking. I want you to take a listen to what Brett Cross told us a little earlier.
It's just another step in our journey to get justice and accountability for our kids. So it's just another day, you know. Like I said, I'm happy that Pete is finally having to face it and Gonzalez is finally having to face it. That's just a step. There's a long way to go.
You heard Brett mention Gonzalez. He's referring to Adrian Gonzalez. That is the other person who is indicted in this special grand jury. Remember, they were formed back in January, so they have really been looking into this since early January. Actually, the day after that DOJ report came out was when we found out that there was going to be a special grand jury looking into possible indictments. As of now, Adrian Gonzalez has not been booked at the Uvalde County Jail, but we are waiting to see when and if he will arrive today. And once he is booked, as well as he is processed, and then if he bonds out, we expect we will also be able to get his indictment as well. So we'll be following up on this for you all throughout today. But again, these are the first indictments we are seeing in regards to the response at the Robb Elementary mass shooting more than 2 years ago. Reporting in Uvalde, I'm Amanda Henderson.
Thank you, Amanda. We also asked local attorney Tim Maloney about why child endangerment and abandonment charges were applied in this case and what they mean.
The question I think you really are going to come into with this one is, faced with the circumstances of the police officers at that scene, did they recklessly or knowingly place those children in danger? And obviously it's not going to be a knowingly situation, it was recklessly.
Now, we saw similar indictments in Florida as a result of the mass shooting at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in 2017. The school resource officer on campus that day was facing the same charges over failure to confront the gunman. However, he was acquitted on all counts just last year.